What's up, everyone? This is John. I am a co-owner of CollectorVision Games and project lead, one of the project leads for this game, City Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. I'm playing this on the Switch. It's also currently available on Steam for $9.99. It is also coming out later this year, 2021, for PS4, PS5, and both Xbox systems. This is the Temple of Ah-Muzen-Cab, which is what I'm going to show you here. This is the second temple that you get a piece of what we call the Hab calendar. We did a lot of research on the Maya culture making this game. All the Mayan gods that you fight in this game are actual Mayan gods. Ah-Muzen-Cab is the god or deity of bees or honey. So at this point, I'm talking to this Mayan NPC to kind of help you, give you tips and stuff along the way. This is what we call the Hab room in the game. You can see there's crystal skulls that show you how many you need for each one. So throughout each temple, each level, you can collect crystal skulls. Before you enter each level, also will tell you how many items are in each temple or level. So for example, right here, there's 12 crystal skulls, there's 5 diamonds, each key, different colored keys, so you can collect keys to unlock different gates. You can play this game all the way through without backup checking. There is some, if you want to call it Metroidvania parts of it, if you weren't careful and go through each level or each screen, you may have to go back and collect some crystal skulls, but you can actually play it without having to go back. This is one of my favorite levels, actually. I love the music. Shout out to Ben Allen, who did the soundtrack for this game. Also, big shout out to Russ Cumro, who is the programmer for this game. Did a great job. We used Unity to program this game. And here you can see I collected a bomb, which comes in handy in breaking blocks. You can also injure enemies and yourself if you're not careful. And every 6 or so seconds, they will reappear. You also notice there's a whole bunch of hidden rooms in the game, and this is one of the first ones. This is one of the probably hardest to find room in the game, and it's a little secret here. But it's really important to take your time, collect as many gems as you can. Pineapples will give you health. I already have full health at this point. What gems are important for is because you can purchase meals, which will increase your heart. You start the game with 3 hearts. You can purchase up to 3 meals, get a total of 6 hearts total. You can also purchase other food for bird food, which I'll show later video what that's good for. And other items. So definitely take your time, collect as much as you can. You can play this game throughout. If you're just careful, collect all the gems. You don't have to go back and get more gems. We did that intentionally. And a lot of these items you see on the screen, the skull, for example, in the background, those are actually taken from pictures that we saw and from Mayan architecture, and we utilize that in the game. So the pixel work did a great job. Shout out to Keith Erickson. Eric also did a great job with the pixel art, and of course JF, my partner here at CollectorVision Games. So there's a handful of us working on this, including Toby. Shout out to him as well, also co-owner of CollectorVision Games. Those elixirs are coming handy. Here's a Easter egg. Boom. Not sure if you recognize that, but that Easter egg is taken from Super Mario Brothers 2. In that game, it says bomb. We changed it to say boom, sadly. But there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in this game. And it's kind of our what I call a love letter to retro gaming. There's a bunch of different Easter eggs that we put in, and that's one of the more obvious ones. There are more subtle ones as well throughout the game. Speaking of which, this game has 13 total levels if you include the mini arcade game in it. There are 7 main temples, and there are additional smaller levels that are kind of out where you can collect various idols, and there's 4 idols you need to collect, and 7 main pieces of the Hab calendar. So the premise of this game at this point is you are trapped inside a Mayan pyramid, and you have to get out. In order to do that, you have to build the Hab calendar, which is the Mayan calendar, back together to save them the world. And the sun god has taken it, and Kukulkan has taken it as well. So those are the main bad guys in the game. Gotta watch out for these bats and these bees, because if you get close enough, they will start tracking you. Additionally, you make sure you want to try to defeat that bee cave there, or not bee cave, but the hive, because that's going to be important, because otherwise they'll just respawn. If you notice, the music sounds really cool. When you go underwater, it changes sound, it gets more light. I think that's a really cool touch. Additionally, bees will not get you if you're underwater, neither will bats. These snakes are intentionally kind of camouflaged in the background. They're within the game, you'll see them kind of camouflage. You got to be careful on the lookout. And when you step on honey, you'll notice it kind of slows you down. The reason there's honey is because this is the deity of bees, and honey was an important role in Mayan culture. So we want to definitely include this god, Ah-Muzen-Cab. If you ever played the game Smite, Ah-Muzen-Cab, I believe, is also a character in that game as well. There's a crystal skull. And when you go into the water, you automatically switch to this spear weapon. I got this on a previous level. If you don't have the spear, it's the only weapon you can use underwater. Initially in this game, we had it where you could use a boomerang, we had it where you could use a whip, but that's not very, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to use those underwater. So these are blocks that you can't break. I need a special obsidian stone. There are 12 special items within City Hunter and the Crystal Mine that you have to collect, and that's one of the items you collect. So right now I can't break it. I can go back and break it once I get the item and get special items. We did include more than, I think there's like 108 or 109 crystal skulls throughout the game, so you need 100 to go to the last level. So we did add extra skulls. So for those completionists out there and you're interested in collecting all of them, you can go through and do it. Otherwise, as I mentioned a number of times, you can just play through the game. Here's a save spot. It will replenish your health. Just push up, and that's a nice feature. One thing you can also do in this game is duck. I should have ducked there to avoid that. And you'll notice there's a timer there when I'm underwater. If that timer goes to 0, I die. No more, no mas. But you can purchase air tank, oxygen tank later in the game, which will allow you to go underwater indefinitely. And that's that's why again why you need gems, because you can. I think it's like 4,000 gems to 4,500 gems, I believe, or something like that to buy it. So definitely not cheap. So you want to make sure you get as many gems as you can. Here's a hidden area. Go up here. This is where the boomerang is. It's a cool feature too. The sound effect too when you get stuck in the mud, the honey there. Both boomerang and the spear are long-range weapons. The boomerang, when you let it go, you're kind of exposed for a couple seconds. So it will go through walls. It will go through other items intentionally. The spear will do double hit intentionally as well for some enemies as well. I prefer the 3. I prefer having the whip. That'd be the one I prefer. Pineapple will replenish your health, as I mentioned before. Comes in handy. This is one of the longer temples in the game, and one of the more challenging ones. There's some parts of here. I'm going to show you some tips too, but some parts of this, and I'll show you why the boomerang comes in handy. You can actually see breaking through walls. Otherwise, I could use a bomb there, which is in the top right corner. Gotta watch out for these bees, and got hit. There's a snake. Some of these platforms will disappear, but if you leave the screen and come back, they will reappear, so don't worry about that. Make sure you try to break these sculptures here, statues, and there's certain items. There's a green key, super important, because there's a gate later on in this level if you don't have that green key. And before you go to each stage, as I mentioned before, it will show you how many keys you have. You'll need. Right now I have 23 skulls. Also shows you your health. Go up here. I almost fell down there. Another skull. This is not the first City Hunter game. There's several others. City Hunter, Curse of the Mayan. This one, of course, City Hunter and the Caverns of Death, which is currently for Super Nintendo, coming out from the NES, other platforms. And that's also for ColecoVision, believe it or not. We have Shrines of Peril, Sacred Tribe. There's several other City Hunter games for classic platforms. This is the first one for modern platforms, and definitely one of the most advanced ones. This would not work, even though it's kind of 8-bit pixelated graphics. It would not work on a Super Nintendo or NES because it's not programmed to work on that, and it's 16:9. So this game actually did start off as an NES project, and so NES is 4:3 ratio, 16:9, and so we quickly decided to port this to modern platforms and change the aspect ratio and all that good stuff. These NPCs are throughout the level. They'll help you. Come in handy. Another statue, another skull. Quite a few skulls on this one. It's taken from Indiana Jones, the most recent one, right? The Crystal Skulls. Although you can find them in Central America. I guess there's lore about them anyway. The rats. Those scorpions, the way they kind of work, once you hit them, they kind of spaz. That's kind of like from Mario Brothers, the original Mario Brothers, with the crabs. When you hit them, they kind of go berserk and move really quick. That's kind of where that's from. A little subtle thing that we've added in the game. Watch out for these bats. Again, I love the underwater sound there. Sounds cool, the effect. Love the soundtrack. Ben did an amazing job on it. Spear is probably my favorite weapon. I think once I get you can upgrade the whip to get like a fire whip later on with fireballs that shoot out. That's probably my favorite one, but this is a good. I think the spear is the best weapon for bosses or god fights. Boomerang's okay too, but like I said, you're kind of exposed for a couple seconds, so be wary of using the boomerang. Oh, down to 1 heart. See, this says danger. It's kind of from Resident Evil there. I can equip the item now. Still says danger. But when you start equipping more, it kind of changes the look of Cine on the HUD there. Watch. Get these pineapples. 2 more. Perfect. So you see it says danger, and then I'll get more. Now it says cautious in yellow. Now that I'm full health, now he's smiling, I'm fine. So I think that's a cool thing that we've added there. Definitely bombs come in handy. Make sure you explore all the rooms. Even there's a pot here, there's gems there, so make sure you break everything. All comes in handy. Best way to get these beehives is with a whip, in my opinion. Come up close and whip it. Whip it good. And there's key. That's taken from Montezuma's Revenge. If you ever played that classic old school game that we all love. That particular mechanic. Let's go save it. Replenish your health. If you don't get the gems right away, they will disappear a few seconds later, so be aware of that. If you fall in the fire, or if you fall in the lava, or if you fall in spikes, it's automatic death, no matter how much health you have. I think I got that green key earlier. We'll show you how many keys you have in the HUD count option menu too. These zombies, technically, or these mummies. There's no mummies part of Mayan lore, but we just added them because we thought they were cool. That's more Egyptian, but still cool. These guys take 3 hits. So equip it, hit Y to lay it down. If you're too close, it will hurt you. Oh, the dang bee got me. There's hidden diamonds in some of these sand parts, so you can take out 175 gems. So you got to go in the corner there and kind of sink. Make sure you don't sink too low because you'll die. But in here you got to sink enough to get to the blue key. But there are hidden parts in the sand, so be aware of that. If you're a completionist, you want to get all the diamonds. I think there's like 38 or 39 total in the game. And they're each worth 175 gems. There is an item you can get later on. There's a magical coin that will double your earnings for every gem you get. So that will turn into 350 gems, which is huge later in the game. That elixir will replenish my health when I want it. Just 1 heart. The orange elixirs will do full health, and the red elixirs will do full health twice. It'll turn yellow once you use it once. Here's kind of a secret tip I want to give you guys. So you gotta get those crystal skulls. Don't jump down and do it. You gotta just walk off and just fall down. I'll kill this guy first. Show you what I mean. Watch out for the fireball and watch out for the spitting fire. Boom. See? And stay still. There you go. That's how you just keep walking to the right. You'll automatically get it. Just don't try to jump it because you may time it wrong and it's a quick place to die. So that's what I was doing before, and you gotta be careful with it. So make sure it's important to get those. There's 2 of them there, and that's the best way to do it. Here's another hidden gem. Boom. There's an important key here. I think it's a red key. I got it here. Just keep jumping here. no gem there. Just make sure. Oh, dope. That's right. No health. Something hit me there. Okay, there's red. Key. I'm going to go back. That blue code key was important because I needed to unlock this area. You can see the keys play an important part. So again, best tip I can give you in this game is be patient. Look everywhere for all these keys. Eventually there's a universal key you can get in the game which will unlock any gate, which helps a lot. But for now, you're dependent on using the keys. Let's go back down here. See the honey dripping from the ceiling. It's cool. Oh, down to one more hit. There's the safe statue. We'll go down here and get the other gems. I'm not sure. I don't think there's any hidden diamonds. We'll double check just in case. If there is, they're usually on the end. That quicksand is from Mario 2. Super Mario 2, if you guys recognize that. That look. A lot of parts of Mario 2 in this game. A lot of Castlevania references, Mega Man references. Get this. I think it's an elixir. Yeah, there you go. You can only hold up, I think, to up to 10 items in your inventory. So, and there's a merchant that sells elixirs. If you do want to buy elixirs, you can also buy them. Come in handy towards the end of the game, especially. So here's the Ah-Muzen-Cab. This is the sun god Kinuch Awa. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he is the sun god. So he's kind of the one provoking all this stuff. He's the one that, with Kukulkan, took you to the temples, and he's controlling these gods. A lot of humor in this game. We are translating it into, should be coming out a patch very soon for French, Spanish, as well as Japanese. So that will be in addition to English, of course. So we have translated the game in other languages. Here's the boss. Now he has a bee attack, and you gotta watch out for these stingers. You either jump over those or duck them like that. He summons these bees, so careful with that. So best to use is either a boomerang or a spear. I prefer the spear because in some cases it doubles attacks. Attacks them double. Watch out for these guys, falling stingers. When you're jumping with a spear, it's kind of hard to hit your enemy, I notice. Especially underwater when the fish attack you, it can be kind of tricky. It's all about timing. Oh. Use my health. Had it equipped in my item box. There we go. Saving, and I got a piece of the hab calendar. So the second piece of the hab calendar. And it crumbles like Shadow of Colossus. The statue will crumble, indicating that I've defeated the god. If I were to go back, it'll show me how many items if I'm missing any from there. It'll drop me in front of the hab calendar back. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope this helped. This tutorial, in case you're playing the game, I really appreciate you guys' support. Again, currently on Steam and Switch. I'll put links in the information below. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on. Thanks.